Hi, everybody. It's Linda G. I just finished with my prayers. I had a lot of prayers today. We were on like an hour. Had nearly 500 visitors. Thank you so much, because the more the merrier. And everybody sat through quite patiently. So listen, you guys, I got to tell you something. Well, yesterday, I don't know what hit me, but I got hella sick. It was my nephew's birthday. Happy birthday, Benny. I wasn't even able to go. We were going to meet for dinner. I just really physically was sick. And a lot of you guys prayed for me. Kevin helped. So I don't know if it was that Colombian chicken noodle soup I had, but something kicked my behind. Anyway, the good news is I wasn't hungry, so I might have dropped a pound. Okay, so I have something to tell you. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but hold on. Okay, so what I want to tell you is, it's the weirdest thing. When I heard about Navalny, it was like someone took a knife and stabbed me. And they're talking on the news and stuff, and it was a big surprise, because he was just in court the day before looking fine. So, I'm furious, kind of, I don't want to lay in the fury, but, Putin killed him. And Putin did kill him, but not in the way we think. Okay, so I just want you to know that I got a hit from Nalvalny, and I never usually get hits from people who just died. Usually, I don't know if it's a vibrational thing, but usually they readjust over there, so it's hard for me to get something right away. I usually don't get hits right away. So I do feel, because they had said something about a blood clot, and of course I dismiss anything Russia has to say. And I felt like it's a blood clot, because he's saying all of a sudden, in fact, I even think he was having trouble breathing. And, his cell space was so small. He's 6 foot something. I think it was just 7 feet. So he was like squeezed in. And they gave him the worst possible living arrangements. I even think some of the guards liked him as a person. He was a jokester. And he's a martyr. He did die from almost quote unquote natural causes, but it's not. This is a definite hit. It's almost like when that guy got found in his jail cell. I knew he had been murdered. And I know that Navalny has been killed by Putin, because Putin hit him twice with a very bad agent to make him very sick. He should have died then. And the thing I was getting from Nalvalny is that one of the agents that he was given exacerbated some sort of condition within him. He wasn't getting proper help. And he'd been kind of suffering from something. This may all come out. For a while, he'd been not feeling right. But it does feel secondary too. So this clot thing or whatever this was feels like it's secondary to something that was happening, that he wasn't able to take care of himself like he could have if he was in a regular hospital or even in a United States prison. They would have helped him with this. I know this sounds really weird, but I do feel some of the guards that were sad to see that he died. But I want you to know that apparently getting his body or being able to inspect the body is going to be all messed up. I see complaints about that. I see them trying to do their own autopsy and kind of screwing it up. They're so afraid of us saying this was murder. But actually, there are some things that are going to come out. I think he was malnourished. Even though he looked okay, I think he was malnourished. So I just want you to know that he wasn't literally like taken out in that prison, but he died because of the conditions that he was in, and the way he was 47 years old, but his body looks from the inside like it's 80. And he's very sorry, but in a way it was time, is what he told me. It was time. And he he was looking for a new Russia. Now he says he can do better work over here than he did in body. So he loves his family very much. He wants to send his love out towards his family and his love out towards the Russian people, because more people are struggling with this than you know. If you saw the people gathering together, which Putin hates, but they're going to take that man, Putin, and take his hands off the rein. I have seen this, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. And Nalvalny, remember that vision I had of him stepping outside the prison? He was in the gate of his prison cell and standing in the sun. And I thought, oh, are they going to release him? You know, and he's standing in the sun. This is a while ago I got that. But now I realize what it was. He came out into the realm. He's now in the light. And he can't be hurt anymore. Because, you know, it wasn't easy. This guy was able to manage this in his head of living like this and just waiting for his time. Well, his time is at hand. He is over there and sorting it out and getting stronger, because he was very weak for a long time. And this is what it's like. I just saw Putin with blood on his hands. So the Russian people aren't going to put up with this. Okay. And Nalvalny was the chance. As long as he was alive, it gave people hope. Like maybe one day he'll be president. Maybe one day, you know, he'll do the right by Russia, because he would not have been like Putin at all. He would, I'm telling you, he would have pulled out of the Ukraine right away. He would not, he's not that way. He was a humanitarian. He was a good man. And he didn't believe I'll tell you what, it's such a shame. We lost but we have a saint over there working for us. You know, like even with Jimmy Carter, I often felt that he was getting ready to go. And I even told my guys, well, you know, you guys were always telling me he was getting ready to go, and that never happened. But they showed me that Jimmy Carter isn't always here. He's always going in and out of collective consciousness, whereas Nalvalny was standing up one minute and down the next. So he would have been an adjuster of peace, and I feel like he's going to make some things happen. Physically, as a human being, he really doesn't have, like I tell people, don't pray to your dead auntie. She can't help you. But they can have their guides. He had powerful people with him because he was a man who stood for peace. And so now he's going to help with his guides bring peace. They just are saying something now, the Biden administration. Hold on. American spy agencies are divided on whether Moscow would go so far, but the concern is urgent enough that the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, has asked China and India to try to talk Russia down. So Russia conducted a series of secret military satellite launches around the time of its invasion of Ukraine. American intelligence officials began delving into the mystery of that. And also, I think Kim Jong-un is part of it. Later, spy agencies discovered Russia was working on a new kind of space-based weapon that could threaten thousands of satellites that kept the world connected. Let's take a quick look at that. I can't be holding that hate, but I can't wait till he's gone. I can see Nalvalny's face as clear as day. Tell me. Well, you know who came to me post-death immediately after he died, but I never went to a concert or anything. I didn't know really who he was. Tom Petty. Right. Boom. And that's not how I got Nalvalny. I was heartbroken with Nalvalny. I was heartbroken with Tom Petty too, but you know, I wasn't a fan. Nalvalny, I was a fan of because he was our hope that maybe someday Russia would come out of this, because Russia has a very violent upbringing. And these people don't think the same way as us. It's very hard for them, but there's good people in Russia, fantastic people in Russia. So tell me about this scheme with space. hold on, hold on. Fani's laughing. I don't see China or India. I see them asking Putin, but I see him poo-pooing it like none of your damn business. But I feel if he was even to try to start that, boom. So I don't know if this is ETs or if it's actual help that we will have from our side to be able to knock whoever's trying to knock our stuff out. You know how hard it is to hit a satellite going, how fast are they going? 2,000 miles an hour. I mean, you got to be pretty good at your aim. I'm feeling like, I hate to say this, please forgive me. Yes, it's concerning, and I can see why the intel is very concerned, but I don't want you guys to freak out. They may actually do something stupid and pull out one or two, but I see boom, boom, boom. So we're going to do something to take them out. Okay, so Putin stands with the demon. Okay, his life, his ending is coming. I was talking to my cousin, and I said, I'm going to do a show and something with Putin. He says, I've always felt Putin was dead. I said, I always have too. I always thought he was dead, but he's not well. He's sick. So, but he's not alive in the sense as we are alive. Just like Trump is becoming kind of a robot. Yeah, we're going to put a lot of money into something to really help us out. There's all kinds of options here. Don't worry. We are protected. We are covered. Okay? We are protected and we are covered. It's just terrible to say, you guys, but I even see Putin with a smirk on his face, kind of glad that we're nervous about it. He just likes us to be nervous about things. He just doesn't care. He could care less. He thinks him and Trump will be buds. He would take Trump out in a New York minute if he could. So he's never anybody's friend. I told you there's a reader that had a girlfriend who was a journalist, and she had written some things not so flattering on Putin. And he asked for his birthday that this journalist comes to see him. And she came to see him on his birthday, kind of confused about why he needed to see her. And he shot her dead right there. That's who Putin is. He is not a lover of mankind. He stands with the demon. He stands in the ugly. But, someone had written and said, because with Nalvalny dead, well, then there is no God and all that. And I understand that, because I thought, geez, with all the people who died in Auschwitz and all that, I said, where was God when all these people? But the thing is, we have free will. And there is no such thing as death. So even though we look at it as it's a physical death and they're no longer, we suffer, they are in fact in the realm of all possible things. And the other thing is they always get confused as to why we're so upset, because here I am. I can just tell you, as best as a human being that I know, and the things I've seen from the other side, you should never fear death. Not at all. And Nalvalny is just the vibrational energy, the angelic forces, everything that's around him is beautiful. And he has such love for his family. He has love for mankind. Putin does not. Putin does not. So he's a great, I don't want to put him up on or be, mighty, because he doesn't like that either. He saw the low rent, underhanded oligarchs making all this money off the backs of everyone, and he was done with it. He called it out, and they just did everything they could to kill him. And he lived, and he lived. And he will not be able to shake off that feeling of, what did you do how did you kill him? What did you do? Well, he was killing them the whole time. He was so afraid of him, he sent him up in the middle of the snow up there. He was afraid of them. And Nalvalny said it in one of his interviews, I think it was CNN, he said, you know, if something happens and I'm killed, know that it's because he was afraid. And he wasn't going to put up with the nonsense. And but without him now, a lot of people are losing hope. I'm just here to tell you, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse for Putin. There are some little incidents taking place here. And don't forget, my guide said about that fire thing that I was like, all of a sudden I kept hearing those beepers and I said, there's an explosion. I see firemen. And then there was 2 incidents that happened. I don't know where the first one, but the second one was a house blew up and a fireman was killed and there was 14 others involved and needing rescue, just like I said. Well, not me, just like they said. I was like, you guys are rocking. So I want to make sure I keep my focus clear. I don't want to say what I think you guys, you know, because I have a hard time sometimes reading on something that I'm so wanting it to be this way. I have to just be solid. When you ask a question, you guys ground yourself and tell them you'll accept the truth. Okay, you have to do that because even with some of the ugly things I've seen, I've never saw World War III right now. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Not I'm sorry. I know some people are saying it, and that's their option. You know, vibrationally, sometimes we can pick up things in the universe. And it'll seem like it's going this way, but we as human beings can vibrationally change that. We can say, I look at a brighter future. I'm looking at peace coming, and it'll happen. So I'm telling you right now, you can, I'll stop reading, but I'm telling you, Biden is going to win. Lawrence, oh, what's his name? Lawrence O'Donnell. Lawrence on, he has a show on MSNBC. He said, I'm going to tell you right now, Biden is going to win and probably by a landslide. I don't know why Trump is all up thinking he's king for a day and wait till I get in there. And he's even got Putin walking along, skippity-loo. And no, I'm telling you, he's not going to win. So I'm just going to throw real quick on Putin, okay? Tell me about Putin. And see Nalvalny's eyes. It's like when Tom Petty used to come to me. It's very clear, clear and crystal. He was surprised he died. You know, it feels like, what's happening? But I see problems with the body, getting the body or being able to do a proper autopsy. Or they might be stupid enough to send him to the family in a different way. I don't know what that means. So I don't know if they can cremate him or what, but I see some issues with that. He is dead because I can see him dead. He says, my body looks terrible. It's amazing what that body put up with, but I got to tell you, I'm back with the living. I'm doing so well. Please tell everybody I'm doing so well. He's got some beautiful people over there. He's real happy to see. There's other people that suffered at the hands of Putin that he got to see over there. My heart is full. Okay, so what's going on with yeah, he's sitting upside down trying to decide what he should do. He has the 9 of Swords, so it's not looking good for him. And the truth will come out in his house. There's a lot of things coming out about Putin that we haven't seen yet. Here's Biden sitting here saying, dude, I'm coming for you. And he's got the 7 of Swords, so that means he's going to create some battles. He's already created, like in Ukraine, but he's not able to finish the battles. You know, they're saying Ukraine's short funded. Putin's short funded. Okay, so tell me. You know, it's so funny. When he needs money, he just closes one of his oligarchs' bank accounts. And every time he says, if the US does this, I'm going to, you know, whatever, dude. We need to stop with the threats. hate to bring this up again, but it's just like Donald Trump did with Kim Jong-un when he was threatening to get us, and he said, come on, Rocket Man, go for it. We will blow you out of the water. Then all of a sudden they were best buddies. Okay. What can I tell everybody? What can I tell everybody? Ukraine. Ukraine. Zelensky, please forgive me, Zelensky, but I feel as Zelensky, even though he's telling the US he needs bullets and stuff, I feel like he has money. I feel like the other nations have given him a good chunk of change. And I feel that Warren Buffett's son gave him, was it 500 million or 50 million or something? But I see he's, you know, he wants the big change that he was supposed to get from the United States. Ukraine is, with the help of Biden, is going to make it. I'm telling you, there's success here. There is success here. It's definitely going to make it. It helps that Putin will be gone, but I'm feeling some good news. So tell me about Congress. Will they finally come forward? They finally come forward with the money. Beneficial guidance. Something's going to happen 2 days, 2 weeks, that they're going to be able to maybe even bring it up for a vote after they sat on it for a while. 2 of Cups, toasting of an agreement. 7 of Pentacles, money is being handed out. A strong woman in the middle of this. That could even be Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, no, justice will be served with the Empress. This is a real good card to have. Good fortunes. So I don't want you guys to worry. Things will come up that are going to force this Congress. And they're going to make an ass out of themselves, especially Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's really going to make an ass out of herself, you guys. I feel like maybe when they interview that her guy, the one that said Biden was this or that, they're going to try to press him. I just feel like some chaos. Okay. Now, last but not least, I want to look at Fani. I don't know why. I just really feel strongly that she's going to still be on the case. I don't know about the other guy. Tell me about Fani. How's Fani going to do with this Georgia? This Georgia case is not going to get dropped. And Trump is not going to win as president. If he's still with us, he's going to have to go through all of these. Okay, this is the judge that's working with her. This is her. She's a strong little, and I loved her dad. Wasn't he cool? Well-deserved success. 9 of Cups, wishes come true. Everybody's going to say, yeah. And you know what? She's even more determined, because 2 of Cups, handing her the cups, because these people tried to disrupt her and make this about her and say that she lived with him and slept. All this stuff was a lie. And I see that woman, the one that always does this, I see her, she might even some sort of coming after her, maybe even legally, for making up stories. Oh, they thought they had it in the bag. And nope. But I see that guy, whatever he is, the one she was with, like she's kind of like short-tempered with him, or like, you know, whatever. Dude, go. She's not going to put up with much. She might even be a little bit too knee-jerk, but she's going to win this. She's going to make this happen. Justice will be served. Just know that. So thank you for listening. I don't know how long this video is, but I just wanted to let you know Nalvalny is alive and well. He wants to send his family love. He wants to send Russia his love, and he's thanking everyone for everything they did, and he wants to bring peace. He's not even really that mad at Putin anymore, which is weird. It's almost like this was all supposed to happen. He sees the big picture now, and he's very happy to be part of it. He didn't really want to die for the cause, but he kind of suspected he would die for it. But it feels like the reason for his death was secondary to what Biden had done to him. And you notice how you can hear crickets with the Republicans about Nalvalny dying. It's just shameful. But you know what? It's not up to us to stand here and do this. We have to vibrationally, energetically say, bring peace and well-being to Russia and to the Ukraine and all nations, that we no longer have to deal with these heathens anymore. Let's get Fani in there. She'd take care of everything. She'll set people straight. Okay, you guys, I love y'all. Cheers.